directive concerning this eyes-only matter. Sometimes the arrogance of man is what gets us into so much trouble. Hopefully, the next generation will be better.
Captain's log, stardate 10372.6. While on a survey mission to Galorndon Core, we've received word from a Federation listening post along the neutral zone that a disturbance has been detected involving several Romulan ships and an older Vulcan vessel.
The Romulans appear to be engaged in battle, Captain.
Full sensor scan. I want to know what's happening over there. My lord, what kind of a mess are the Romulans creating now? That planet has just been liquefied to molten rock. Its core is destabilizing. Brace for the shockwave. Raise shields.
Vigo, raise the shields.
Done. But we've been hit badly. Major damage to the outer hull.
The captain. Captain Ruhalter is down. Medical team to the bridge. Emergency.
What are we going to do, Jean-Luc?
I'm taking command. Bring us about. Full impulse, get us some distance. Open a channel to that ship.
Channel open.
Attention, unidentified vessel. I am Captain Picard of the Federation ship Stargazer. You are entering Federation territory. Return at once to Romulan space.
No response, Jean-Luc. They've altered course. They're bypassing our position and heading deeper into Federation space.
Good. We're in no real condition to fight anyway. We need to reach Starbase 61. Tax the engines as hard as you have to, but we must get there quickly.
Will do, Captain.
Do we still have sensors, Vigo?
Barely. The sensor pallets are still there, but there's hardly any power left. It's the planet. The core has completely collapsed.
What about stellar debris? Give me a bearing.
Computing that now. A large portion of the stellar debris will pass through the Phidian star system.
Best possible speed to Starbase 61. Open a channel to them. We're going to need more ships. Acting Captain's log. Supplemental. Captain Ruhalter is dead. After reaching Starbase 61, we discovered only 3 other Federation starships are present in the system. We have very few resources to aid us in this catastrophe, but we'll have to make whatever we do have count twice over. We cannot allow any of those massive fragments to strike the planets in this system. If they do, millions of lives could be lost and the planets rendered uninhabitable for decades.
Stargazer, this is Starbase 61. We've been monitoring the situation. The debris entering the system is steadily increasing, but I believe we can be of some assistance. We've been able to modify our defensive platforms, increasing their range and power. You can use your tractor beams to tow them to the locations I've indicated. I believe they could provide significant support for destroying the incoming debris.
Stargazer to all ships. We've detected a massive piece of stellar matter on a collision course with Phidian 3. Its sheer mass and velocity make it unlikely we'll be able to destroy it using our phasers or torpedoes. But we may be able to use the mass of the other fragments to inflict more damage by impacting some of the smaller debris into the larger ones. Transfer auxiliary power to your tractor beam systems. We'll need all the power we can get. Our efforts have paid off today. All of the stellar fragments have been destroyed. We've managed to avert a disaster, and you all have done splendid work here. Well done. Captain's log, stardate 10374.8. This is my first entry as the captain of a starship, though I wish my command bars hadn't come with such a high cost. With the loss of Captain Ruhalter and several of my crewmates, I grieve for us all. However, they died holding up the highest traditions of Starfleet, proudly doing their best to rise to a challenge and overcome great odds. Our friends and comrades will be missed. I will endeavor to be a captain worthy of such a fine crew and such a fine ship. I do regret that Starfleet has been unable to determine the whereabouts of the vessel which brought the Romulans to our doorstep. But perhaps, in time, we'll be able to piece together what really happened here today in an effort to give it meaning.
Acting Captain's log, stardate 45252.6. After departing Utopia Planitia fleet yards for a test flight of the newly completed USS Defiant, we have arrived in the Atari system to find some disturbing evidence of a Romulan incursion into Federation space. Starfleet Command has been notified of our discovery, and nearby starships are en route to our position. The Atarian Nebula was chosen as a proving ground for the Defiant's trial run because of its isolation from prying eyes. Yet, here I stare at the wreckage of a Romulan warbird well within our borders. Starfleet has been concerned by the active reemergence of the Romulan Star Empire in recent months. Their actions seem to be getting bolder with each new encounter, such as this most recent attempt to conquer Vulcan. As a matter of even greater concern, my chief engineer has informed me that upon entering Itari, our warp drive has become mysteriously inoperative. Until other Federation starships arrive, it is our duty to scout the area surrounding the nebula to determine what, if any, Romulan presence still lingers. Though this was supposed to be the Defiant's first trial run in a simulated exercise, I can't wait to see what our capabilities truly are. That's truly a spectacle I thought I'd never see, at least not this close. Let's get a scan of this.
Your vessel is not known to us. State your intentions here.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Benjamin Sisko, and I was just about to ask you that very question. Give me a reason why you have breached the neutral zone and violated the terms of our treaty.
I am Commander Valerius of the Tal Shiar. We do as we will, with or without your approval. Our intelligence has placed a very dangerous fugitive in this sector, and we lay in wait for her.
Am I to assume the disruption field inhibiting our warp drive is your doing?
As I said, we are waiting for our prey.
So you're hoping to catch your quarry. Then what?
Then we intend to destroy her for the Romulan lives she has extinguished. Our justice and laws demand no less.
Our laws mandate that anyone in our space is to be judged by our standard. If you wish to extradite a prisoner, you must go through the proper channels. You cannot simply...
Do you take us for fools, Sisko? These new Vulcan weapons will not stop us. Your puppets cannot withstand the might of the Romulan Star Empire.
Vulcan weapons? I have no idea what you're referring to, Commander. But the Federation does not attack its neighbors.
You lie. I've seen firsthand what your allies did to one of our worlds. Yet one of your ships was unharmed by the Vulcan assassin you sent into our space. She plagued us for years, and now we will know vengeance.
I'm not sure what you're basing your intelligence on, Valerius. But from where I'm sitting, you're the one who is in direct violation of our peace agreement.
You dare feign ignorance?
We both know I can't just leave you to your own devices here. You have violated our space.
Enough. This conversation has become tiresome, and you are more useful dead than interfering with my plans.
Get us into that nebula fast, Ensign. Full impulse power.
Captain's log, stardate 45252.8. Starfleet has ordered the Enterprise and 3 other Federation starships to the Itarian Nebula in response to a disturbing report from one of our vessels undertaking a routine training flight in the area. With little intelligence to go on and no sign of the Defiant, we have begun an intensive scan of the surrounding area to discover what may have happened to her. My chief engineer says all our systems are functioning properly. However, we seem to be unable to create a stable warp field. Sensors indicate this system is littered with objects that are giving off inverse graviton bursts. They seem to be having a destabilizing effect on our warp fields. We're also detecting something. A faint signal coming from within the nebula. It seems to be a Federation transponder. We should move to investigate. I think it's time to go, Captain Sisko. Let's get you out of here.